Richard Dawkins, The Selfish Gene. Chapter 8. Battle of the Generations. All I'm going to say right now is that this generation has been pretty hog-worthy, in my opinion. There are lots of things in parents that seem to go on, like should parents have favorites, and if they are, should they have equally altruistic things, and there's so much things about parent altruism out there that could be wrong. Should parents have favorites, or should they be equally altruistic to their children? In practice, what would it mean to say that a mother had a favorite child? Then that could actually mean that she would invest her resources unequally among her children. The resources that a mother has available for all of her children consist of a variety of things. Food is just one of them, obviously, and together with the export expended in gathering the food, since this is itself cost the mother something, risk undergone in protecting young from predators, it's another resource with which the mother can actually spend or refuse to spend on. This is refusing to spend on means that the young could probably die and probably have a less chance of winning stuff. And energy and time devoted to the nest or home maintenance, that's also done too. So do you really think mothers should be choosy, or should they be equally altruistic to all of her children? Well, the thing is, investing is a costly business, and if you just invest on one child, it could probably mean disaster for your whole family and especially your genes. However, if you invest on all of your child equally, then you would definitely lose some, but at least it will be more worth it. The thing is, parents and offspring have conflicts, and that's one of the things that seem to be getting people behind and doing lots of things that seem to be, bad for the people. Parent investment, or PI, seems to be one of those things where they have to consider who they want to invest in and how they want to invest in them. However, how should a young female standing out on her adult life invest her life's resources? What would be a wise investment policy for something to work? And we have already seen the lack theory going in action. If you read the book itself, I never discussed it, that she should not spend her investment too thinly among her children. She should invest in herself too. So her ultimate strategy is to invest equally in the largest number of children that she can rear to age when they have children of their own. Best way is that you can do a little map and you'll be able to get the most maximized optimal strategy for getting your genes to be spread. Now, Nevertheless, some mothers would weigh up whether it would not pay her more to invest in grandchildren and nephews or nieces, since although they are half as closely related to her as her children, they still have part of the genes that she carries, so it's kind of worth it, don't you think? Their capacity to benefit from her investment may be more than double that one of her children. So what do you actually think? To be honest, guys, there have to be compromises eventually, and if there are none, then there could be disaster. Eventually, if you get a compromise, you might have the best of both situations, but there are other considerations you should think of before you actually go on to do everything that they want to do. So what should they do instead? I guess compromising is just one thing I already mentioned to do so. However, there is other things to beat the system. If there are some children who beat the system, and we already know how they can show that they are full, like purring or smiling. However, when someone realizes that this is exactly how they would do something, they could actually use it to manipulate the parent, which is actually the battle of the generations. Manipulation of the parents so that they could get the best stuff they want. That is the end of today's episode, and I hope to see you guys in my next episode of Chapter 9. Hope to see you guys then. 9 out. Peace.